it's Brian Sebastian with the Hollywood Film Festival. Here we are, Celebrity Connected, downtown LA, California, at the Biltmore Hotel. And here we have Brad Lane. And we last saw you at the last gifting suite and you came back for more, which is great. Look at this line here. Tell us about all the stuff that's been going on since we last saw you.
Well, we came back for more. People love cannabis. People love hemp. At the Hemp Kitchen, we're all about educating people about hemp and cannabis. Hemp's the best source of omega-3, 6, and 9 fatty acids on planet Earth. Cannabis, well, it's a very diverse, broad medicine. We have an endocannabinoid system in our bodies as humans, and the chemical components or the cannabinoids in the plant act like a key in the lock. So that's why we're very pro-cannabis and pro-hemp. Check us out at Hemp Kitchen or at Cannabis Planet TV.
One of the interesting things you talked about, we had a nice sit-down meeting a while ago, and you talked about the difference between hemp and cannabis, which I had never known before. I didn't know that. The pros and the cons, and I found that quite interesting. Talk about that.
Well, the plant is a male form and a female form. The male form of the plant is actually hemp, and there's no psychoactive properties. Hemp is an industrial resource and a food source. It can be made as plastic. It can be made as clothing. It can be made as a food. Popular Mechanics magazine put out an article in 1937 citing hemp as the next billion-dollar crop with over 25,000 industrial uses. That's the male side of the plant. The female side of the plant is actually where the medicine comes from. So when you hear about the buds, that's actually the flowering stage of the cannabis plant. So that cannabis, all plants have a flowering stage. And the cannabis plant flowers, and that is the actual bud, and that's where the medicine comes from. And cannabis, you know, it just makes you feel good. It's a great antidepressant. It's a great sleep aid. It's a great nausea aid. And as we roll up our sleeves medicinally, we're finding out it even kills cancer cells. So I urge everyone to do their own research. Don't take my word for it. Look at the medical experts and realize that cannabis is a medicine, and it's an herbal medicine. It's something all mankind should utilize.
You're also a filmmaker too, and you sent me a trailer which was really, really interesting. Let's talk about what you can talk about.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm a filmmaker. I was an athlete, or am an athlete. I'm a surfer and snowboarder, but in college I was a football player, and I attended a school called University of the Pacific. And the University of the Pacific is a small private institution in Stockton, California, and it's got an amazing football lineage that no one has really heard about. You got Super Bowl winning coaches, Pete Carroll, Tom Flores of Raider fame, John Gruden, Buddy Ryan. It's kind of a coaching factory, the University of Pacific. Unfortunately, I stopped playing football there in 1995, and we're telling that story. It's called Stripes of the Tiger.
All right, so last thing, talk about the benefits of this with someone who's afraid to smoke it or whatever the case may be, because I didn't know this until you talked about that too. Sometimes it takes longer to take the pill or something like that you were talking about?
Sure, well, there's different ways to ingest cannabis. You can ingest it orally through edibles, you can smoke cannabis, or you can vaporize cannabis. There's also tinctures. The best advice for beginners is to start slow. Cannabis is non-toxic. You're not going to die. If you start feeling disoriented, just don't panic, ride it out. So I suggest people start with one lungful of cannabis to start and see how it makes them feel. If you're doing edibles, start in a very slow dosage, 10 milligrams. It has a delayed reaction. But the most important thing to realize is no one's ever died from ingesting cannabis. It's non-toxic, it's incredibly safe. Experiment gradually, and I think a lot of people really enjoy the benefits of it.
Last question, give you social media, because that's really, really important again.
Yes, we're on Facebook, Cannabis Planet TV, at Instagram, Cannabis Planet TV, and at Instagram, Hemp Kitchen.
Thank you so much.